Hi everyone, I hope everyone's doing well. This is just a little short video to talk about the class assignments and deadlines. So um, also I'll want to ask you, you're going to see a little discussion point around office hours too. I'm going to set up a doodle poll to see what kind of office hours that you guys would like as well. So you'll see in what's been posted in the D2L some course assignments and deadlines. So what I wanted to do was get you ready for the month of February on everything that you might have to do for this course. So we've got the basically a mirror kiss case assignment, which is one of the course assignments that's due on February 4th. So you have a few weeks to get ready for that. And we're going to walk you through that first. So let's focus on one assignment at a time. So without further ado, let's go through that. And so in your file attachments, you'll see is I've attached this case analysis methodology and approach, which is basically the format that I'm asking you to do a mirror kiss with. So, and a mirror kiss is also this attachment which I've added, which is really about a real life story about how the Russian Space Institute years and years ago, almost decades ago, basically they did this test where they put a bunch of astronauts together from different cultures into a room and decided to actually study them in terms of how they work together. And it was actually a big failure in terms of how these different astronauts from different cultures actually failed to work well together. And so you'll read this case, and what I want you to do is go through this case analysis approach using the methodologies that you described here with these 5 different sections. So you'll see that the first section is around symptoms and evaluations of the key factors. So using a mirror kiss, you'll be talking about, well, why do you know that in a mirror kiss at the Russian Space Institute, this organization failed from that perspective of what are the symptoms that tell you that they fail, right? Well, of course, you can, as you read a mirror kiss, there was a fist fight. That's one of the symptoms as an example of that. And so section number 2 is a statement of the problem or the hypothesis that you have in terms of why this organization failed. So I want you to think about, what caused this organization to fail, and then section 3 is around the analysis of that root cause. For example, by the time you've gotten to submitting a mirror kiss, you'll have gone through chapters 11 and 8, for example, which is around team building as well as conflict negotiations, right? And so, for example, you might want to pull theories from chapter 8 around, certain team building exercises that are required to get a team there. And so you'll be wanting to talk about some of those issues, for example. And then section 4 is around determination of evaluation of alternatives. So I'll be looking in this section around, what are potentially some issues that you see in terms of solving this organizational problem, like, should they do team building events? Should they go through conflict management training? So you'll be brainstorming and proposing different alternatives with some pros and cons. As a minimum, I expect at least 3, if not more. And then a recommendation around how to solve this organizational problem, right? So just think of this as an assignment of, imagine if your boss asks you why the company is actually doing poorly and asking for your advice around how to address these issues. And so those points are around, just think about this as almost like a real life work assignment in terms of how you might solve a company's problems and understand what's going on with those issues. And so the format of the written case is written out here in terms of the style down here below. And so this is worth 10% of your initial mark. It's really what I call a test drive in terms of making sure that all the students are comfortable with doing the case analysis approach so that I can give you individual coaching and feedback. Because as you saw in the course outline is that later on is that what I'm going to be asking all of you is to also work on this next section here, which is Tamarack case assignment here, if you can see where I'm highlighting here for March 11th. So a month later, you'll be asked to do the same thing again on Tamarack, which is also in your textbooks as well. So I hope that helps to understand a mirror kiss, the first assignment that's coming up for you. And then the second assignment here, which we can talk about here. I'll talk about the other assignments later on because I just don't want, I'll talk about the Tamarack case mid-management essay and the final exam a little bit later. Just want to get you settled into the course right now. And then the second one is the midterm, which will be in February as well. And this will be probably on the February 18th online exam. It'll be timed. You'll have open book. So you'll be just doing this. I'll be giving you 4 questions online, and you'll be expected to submit those answers on through the portal. by the end of the night. So that's an example of that assignment. Okay. Yeah, I hope that answers your questions, and then I'll send out a doodle poll very shortly around in terms of office hours on what time you guys would like because I feel like this course is really, really interesting, and there's a lot more to discuss beyond just going through the course notes and the YouTube videos and the Prezi slides that I love to talk about. You can see this bookshelf behind me. There's a lot of great literature out there in terms of different perspectives in terms of organizational behavior, and I look forward to having more conversations with you. Talk soon, and hope to hear from you.